A lot of people have issues with me. A lot of people say that I'm rude. I speak sarcastically. Maybe they're right. Maybe the way that I'm showing up to the world is not assertive, it's aggressive. Hey y'all, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Katousha, and today I am starting a new series on being self-aware. It's so important for us as human beings to constantly reflect on ourselves and on what we do, why we do it, and if we plan to continue doing it. I think that the only way that we can really take responsibility for who we are, how we present ourselves to the world, and how we affect those around us is by holding ourselves accountable to the mistakes that we've made, accepting the things that we can't change about ourselves, our circumstances, and committing to our future selves. We need to commit to making our future selves better, wiser, stronger. The key to being self-aware is being humble. I'm gonna ask all of us to think from a place of humility. If we are so prideful to think that everything about ourselves is perfect, or that everything about ourselves is revealed, and that there's nothing left to learn, then we'll never truly understand why we behave the way that we behave. Every behavior is a habit that comes from either a place of fear or a place of love. And so if you don't understand where your behaviors are rooted, you can be operating from a space of fear for your entire life. I think that we'd all much rather be operating from a place of love, a place of self-love, a place of love for others. And to even take it a step further, for those of us who want to be leaders, for those of us who want to mentor others, for those of us who want others to make themselves better, how can we expect that of them if we haven't expected that of ourselves? How can we invest time into them when we haven't invested time in ourselves? On a universal scale, we as human beings tend to be very judgmental towards other people. We tend to point out each other's flaws. When Jesus said that we were fools if we were focused on taking the speck out of our friend's eye while we had a plank in our own eye, this is an issue that every single generation has had. Every generation has been so prideful, and we have always looked at each other's flaws rather than looking at the imperfections in ourselves. A lot of the time, the imperfection in ourselves are imaginary. We can be very self-criticizing, and I will make an entirely different video about self-criticism versus self-awareness. But for the purpose of this conversation, I do want the focus to be primarily on ourselves. How do we present ourselves in friendships? How do we present ourselves in relationships? How do we present ourselves to our coworkers, our employers, or those who work for us? How are we presenting ourselves to the world? Once you understand how you're presenting yourself to the world, ask yourself, why do you present yourself that way? These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. If you're somebody who has never asked those types of questions, why is that? Why is it that you've never stopped to reflect on yourself? Is there something about yourself that you know that no one else knows? We all deserve our privacy. We don't owe anybody any explanation for who we are or why we are the way that we are. However, when we hide who we are from people, when we conceal parts of ourselves, we also need to stop and think, why am I hiding this? Why does this make me ashamed? Is it something that's wrong, or am I being too critical of myself? That is a part of being self-aware. Being self-aware is not just presenting yourself in a certain type of way, but it's presenting yourself authentically. It's never hiding who you are or how you feel or what you think because you're afraid of somebody else's judgment. Because if you allow other people's judgment to dictate the way that you show up in the world, then you're not having an authentic experience. It's important that you understand exactly who you are, why you are the way that you are, and you embrace that so that you can commit to your future self being authentic, living the way that your future self is purposed to live. And I have said future self like so many times. My future self would be so embarrassed. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for listening to this. This is video number 1 of a series of videos that I'm gonna do about being self-aware. I definitely invite you all to tune in and to share this video with your friends, with your family. I wanna talk about being self-aware in the workplace, in relationships, and friendships. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll see you guys next time.